Okay. Then I'm good whenever.
Alright, anyone not ready? Cool.
Representations of water are mediated by Western experts who have systematically eliminated living experiences and organic ecological from foreign policy discourse, residential discussions of a world without military presence are couched within the same colonial register positioning the almost as an object to be acted upon, alienated from his own future, manifesting perpetual cycles of racialization, criminalization, and elimination through episodic violence. To hold, put on rectification present, blood to a future colonial past onto the present, debating and practice of obsessed about better futures, the decolonization marshals, African subjugation to the present, cleansing and exercising the specter of ontology, colonized masculine foundational change to decolonize by African should take African epistemic system seriously and think of Africa from where it is located. Africa to make the present the key foci decolonial activity refers to colonial utopic regimes which offer inclusiveness of colonial utopic regimes to discover futures that of the colonial past constitutes self-definition have been muted impediments or the structures of colonial matrices and power that put Africa in a position to avoid such activity. Colonial utopic regime makes Africa captive and articulating the future opium of the mind myth of the future. Chris, impression the present does not matter. Register of denial. Chris, solutions in the era that African structures not in the myth of social change is combated. African activity is something within policies and realizations of African subjectivity is something trial and error registered with failure because interventions are not formed within the root core of African subjectivity, colonial matrix of power, making the hierarchical hegemonies of domination. Africa cannot maintain good policies so long as neocolonialism is not completely broken. Africa's future should be in itself for itself. The subjectivity requires Africa not be acted upon. The battle is about correcting the present restoration and reparation of itself, means every humanization, particularly the grammar of existence through martial demands as central justice is a register. African subjects must determine the present and how they will engage in political acts of realizing any justice articulated through imperial reasons. Injustice demands foregrounded in decolonial subjectivity and racism, exploitation, interiorization, structural and ontological balance sustain the modern colonial world. Dispels monopoly structures, debate the silencing of non-Western grammars, narrows the future methods, and excludes alternative subjectivities. Marginalized people start pathologized when their interpretation of textual meaning differs from larger language source based on northern perspectives. And therefore, 24 exclusion, restitution, silencing, change material realities, Eurocentrism, change grammar of non-Western perspectives, these spiritual practice, narrow research methods, knowledge monopoly, excluding subjectivity, colonized spaces while taking on behalf of meta. Study from perspectives of the North, Global South, materials of Western centric theorizing textual meanings, contextual norms group for marginalized peoples, perspectives are shaped towards language means those incapable to complete requiring speech after are excluded. All research is interpretive and conscious, presuppositions and assumptions, generate tensions over meaning, enforcing one based on the dominant ideology, creates hegemonic modalities of enclosure that are pretext for white supremacy, and racialized microaggressions lead. 21. All research is interpretive, conflicts over interpretation, drive research, divided over ideological means of wage battle battles over race, hermeneutics, instructs interpreters not conscious of presuppositions of white supremacists, academic desire, considering racial interpretation, control over interpretation, channel. Change white power, domination, reckless, interpretive process, ensuring that meanings support the dominant group, conservative hermeneutics operate as interpretive norm working to exclude critical approaches to the curriculum that leads to students without an interpretation of white supremacy, work through discourse, ideology, and conscious due to the pursuit of consensus over revolution, desire to integrate racial hierarchies. Those uncomfortable with critical interpretation become an enforcer of normative rules rather than discussing disagreement. They resort to describing the words through the movement of invoking norms, concealed white supremacy through methodological silencing, communication distorted by white supremacists, social structure, turning discursive engagement into racialized visuals, I think it's all about language. This side domination versus white supremacy is reproduced. The very notion of an interpretive failure legitimizes racialized thought information by forcing those who relate to the world differently to internalize Eurocentric meaning. Countervailing interpretations generate racial crises in the form of anxiety and resentment. Some of them, plenty of racialized formation generates the racialized subject through discourse. Different representations entail an interpretive position looking at subject within particular relations. Failure of interpretation is due to the disjuncture between IR, countervailing interpretation, racial crisis, subject experience, and anxiety and resentment. Thus, we refer the United States of Africa out to substantial reduced military presence in our archive of African history, our genealogy of our experience with colonial past, present, and futures that exist in the very texts we draw from to construct what it sees, and our relationships to the topic more broadly. Users are about to join an epistemic rebellion against colonial interpretations of other revolutions, allowing non-Western subjects to articulate alternative futures where they aren't written out of history, but instead are the ones who write and study the 18 mainstream traditions of under negation of ways that are seen to be deviant imperial reason to sustain by methods. Actually, should not be choosing a method, but rebelling against method. Decolonial mediations implied as the biggest epistemic humility necessary to hear the voices of the marginalized society. Right, as we from the perspective of modernity, brought injustice, identify the struggles of included. I speak not out of cold rational choice, but because someone has not conveyed a message of those who think from death ability to police thoughts. The side who is rational is injustice, nation knowledge, is imperialism, who's aiming to impose Eurocentric monoculture, no more choice but to combat in order to survive the of the South. Attempting to sound like the North method used to denigrate others, rebellion, desire to think like another. In Ireland, the realists are fundamentally Western voices, even when mimicked and replicated by thinkers of the South as a history, generous epistemicized, and displacement of other ways of knowing history on which African students are meant to remember their place are those of the regions of the past Africa, generated epistemically to Europe in order to understand foreign policy and international rules. Since the nature of coloniality and knowledge success of the colonial world order consists of making such the thing epistemically like the dominant was an illusion that by our relations of everyone, but when it is in Eurocentric gaze has been used to teach our epistemically Eurocentric examples outside the European world, undergirded by Eurocentric epistemology, fighting for the presence of the marginalized and the remaking of of the center of knowledge production. This is about rethinking the international basis of voices outside Eurocentrism must represent debate beyond Eurocentrism, not Eurocentrism plus others. We will need to allow voices in Africa, Asia, and other areas to compete in defining IR, equality of opportunities, and different knowledge and engage. In the wider debates that stop about that and center discourse to shape the structure of the discipline, the way we present regions of the world matters. Understanding the global south is the embodiment of last indexes defined solely through its relationship with the north, naturalizes white epistemologies, increased discussion for Africa and the Middle East, Black Asian society. 23. Foundational test leading nationalization of white epistemology was engaged. It's about how scholars narrate the world of the global south presented in relation with the United States, strength of agency. Africa and the Middle East is still by mentioned the United States through agenting aspects such as foreign policy. African countries are highlighting identical topics, racial differences in how instructors present regions impact agency. Instructors need to revise the global south as agency in their own right, dismantling unjust assumptions and creation of alternative spaces in which instructor broader the images of legitimate knowledge productions include students. Conditionality is mode issue. It's a mode of fascism in which debaters avoid unflinchingly confronting moments of colonialism, etc., which means they should be held to Bolshevik fallacies. Yeah. So.
Okay. I guess there's no stand. You go.
Yeah.
Alright, that last argument, can you explain like the warrant? I guess what card like substantiates that claim?
Which
The
argument?
last one you exempted, yeah.
The last time I checked, you can make analytics a debate. I don't think I need a card.
Okay, sure. So that's the claim then. We'll talk about the
It's a claim.
want to see the advocacy
you're not
in the
unfortunately
AF.
responsible for colonialism. That's a warrant.
Sure. The line, the advocacy, the AF, what is the United States of Africa?
The United States of Africa is an alternative interpretation of the topic. Our argument is that imagining the topic through the lens of the federal government is bad, and that debaters should have interpretive agency to interpret the topic in their own right.
Sure.
The United States of Africa is how we have interpreted the topic.
Okay, yeah, you have done that for the US of Africa. What is the US of Africa? Like, does it exist in the real world? Like,
well, the very question, does it exist in the real world, proves our argument because its uniqueness as to how texts about Africa have been ejected from the literature of debate. Our argument is that we have to recuperate debate and center Africa in the way we think about debates over military presence.
Okay.
The United States of Africa isn't like a material place or anything.
Sure.
It's just an alternative way of thinking.
It's just a way of thinking about the world. I guess, how does that resolve the material conditions that have led to things like the colonization of Africa that sort of are ongoing now?
We think that thinking is a prerequisite to that. Every affirmative card says that we have to change our epistemology in order to reorient the way we engage in material struggles.
Okay, sure. So we reorient our epistemology to think about struggles. Then what next? Like, how do we use this to sort of deploy outside of debate? What does that connection look like?
Yeah, our cards say, quote, for example, decolonizing the mind is the first step, not the only step. Is the first step, not the only step. Don't rush to that call, because I know what you're going to do. You're going to say that this is the end point of our struggle. You're going to say that decolonizing the mind is the cellular root to innocence.
Well, no.
That's not our argument at all. Our argument is that we have to first reshape the way we conceptualize Africa as an embodiment of lacks and deficits in order to reimagine the way it plays out in the material world. I don't think the bar for affirmative policy should be ending material structure.
I think you're misunderstanding my question. My question is that the affirmative is sort of very theoretical, very abstract. You don't talk about the material.
I don't think it's theoretical at all.
Can I finish my question, please?
Yeah.
My question is, what point do you sort of jump from the sort of way we change our epistemology to actually engaging in material things? Like, when does that occur? Because right now it just seems like we constantly keep thinking about the ways that
it's not that everyone should keep thinking about it. We've just made a unique disclaimer that this is a debate. We're talking about the topic, and this is the way we ought to talk about the topic.
Okay.
I don't think the burden for voting AF should be we solved every material thing. If we win, that's a platform for how we should understand material struggle.
Sure.
I think that's the reason.
So I guess, what do you think is a valuable model of like clashing with the affirmative? What do you think the point of debates is? Like, why are we here?
The last time you debated the SAF, you were the Black Mouse K. I think that's a valuable way of clashing with the AF.
Okay, cool. Then the let's talk about last thing. The Lee 21 card talks about sort of in like one dominant ideology and enforcing that is like white supremacist. What does that look like? What does it mean to enforce a dominant ideology?
Yeah, we've said that the way we interpreted the resolution is good. Debaters should be able to interpret the resolution how they want. Our argument is that when you impose an interpretation onto non-Western subjects, that means that they're pathologized for their instinctual reactions to the resolution, i.e., when you universalize the grain-based framework that weaponizes normative rules to maintain white comfortability, because the way we interpret the resolution, i.e., the United States of Africa, is pushed out of colonial registers.
Okay, cool. The order is two off case. Case is just top down.
Here's that.
Yeah.
Please send it.
I'm sending it now.
Okay.
The Wi-Fi still works, so we're good. It's sent.
Give me 1 second. You said tube and paste, right?
Yeah. Let me look at it. Wait a second.
I didn't get. Oh, there we go. Give me a second. Okay, I'm ready.
Cool. The framing nature for this debate is the communist necessity, social is not a thought experiment, imagine horizon, but an immediate as mere study in the face of enormous destruction. This role of that is vote for the best strategy for liberation as before Paul 16. The arguing responsibility communism where you have the capital, the end of history, capital, and the dark system with the annihilation of ecosystem, the possibility, social and barriers, no longer thought experiment, but a mental dream of president immediacy, the question of whether to have to require active investigation possibilities, or the question that studies dominate our immediate attended to mobilize practice, worship, and the shadow roots, rather than practice and meet social failures, we can have the failures side with them, or build across that they were successes, and facing this that requires the revolutionary science of Marxism, that's Relation 19. Marxism, not European, Marxism, the science that built up the self-correcting mechanism, the health and evolution is the political theory of the Romantic, the Roman, African, colonization, Vietnamese liberation, the human revolution, etc. Each of the Marxism applied to the building of the struggles against imperialism, the theories of the colonization facility, referring to Marxism, the revolution movement, because Marxism is the science of revolution with the board, the colonization of the earth, and the atmosphere of politics, systematically unable to respond to the communist necessity, Schroeder, and William 15, the whole politics are unable to transform capitalism again, the things around politics, the political common sense, the how to the actual mechanisms of power, the tactical strategies are previously people transforming the political power, that just become drained of their effectiveness, our move world to move on, politics, the Jewish and the BDC, always give always better than multiple goals, maybe responding to the governors rather than initiating actions during more long-term strategic goals in favor of tactics of practice like those are inherently fleeting the ranks of the direction of the respondees over the institutional problem and skills that are that ignore the preference or the structural personal experience or the society thinking, feeling, or thinking, or overthinking the particular over the universal and universal politics that reject from the outside that problem is out that starts on the local the problem is that the political method thinking is trying to remain any privilege that idea the coalition should look against chaos opportunity cost logic makes no sense with the play without planetary coalitions the local the question is that they have the European disagreement on mutual exclusivity. That means that we went a point of disagreement, they don't get the permanent revolutionary clash, otherwise the neck has to go for impact turns. Do not abandon the line struggle, practical agreements over civic lines. We continue law movements agree. The gun is to emerge between a unified party, but requires attention to an invader on the difference other than meaningless call for lost unity. That's move what Paul 13. Leaders don't need to make the publicity strategy of revolutionary organization unified in the European practice, given the organization in the given context, and in these world historical revolutions would have been possible that a context of the way which publicity of political lines would have dominance and one line arose the revolutionary. There are differences that encountered race and gendered in the struggles of the 1960s was significant dividing lines and differences exist for a reason. We should not be prepared to accept the reactions line struggle against against different tendency. That's all we get along as we tend about to demand in the revolutionary struggle. And you should endorse my struggle wage on ideological, cultural, and economic military great a revolutionary black power party that has to see the struggle through real power organizing, building a movement of capital, shifting social relations, and ending the planet imperialist war, the imperialist war machine that would only stage to do with the destruction of the planet that's regime had. Capital companies destroy that struggle. The private ownership of the means production, the dictatorship, the models of high capitalist law, very profit default, the capitalist secret cheaper, labor, cost and lower head, the wars and bills, dependent on the control of underdeveloped countries. You got to study the weakness and how to take them out, and non-invisible against it. These were weapons, and the after revolution workers because the state, the transform the population. This is the destructive process of the revolutionized society created a new revolution. They're preventing the capitalist restoration. The triangle trade was based on the merchants spreading just like to the Americas. The grocery the race and the merchants justification for the Australian crime struggle in the 60s. Chuck the system in the back of the emergence of the vanguard. Made this come out the combination based on our programs of the political education and our arms of defense, demonstrating the several lines was the first step. The people are probably going to cannot be all the things that did the purpose of different in the future, the present, the class struggle, and the fast forward, black people cannot pick up the filters white person invest themselves into let teach us that. And Rojava proves that different classes can promote accountability in the party path and the vanguard revolution classes. So let's go to teen. And Rojava became an assumption that democratic classes and then yesterday they're comfortable a little bit that that's becoming if it wasn't for vanguard, but Rojava proves that Leninist vanguard is correct that the billions people need to be fed, that it needs that the people regards are nervous about planning to dispose of nuclear waste and bombs, and it's possible without any centralization, such as consistent that combines centralization with democracy. Democracy requires the church to be transparent, but other than top down, the secret pressing the strongest struggles and demonstrating their own principles. And skip the second, I'll go to the K-State top level. They also have their impacts by negative presumption, acknowledgement, bringing this into the debate only encourages people to do watch to react to general position competition, make sure product change obsolete, too competing competition debate is not in the form of social change or revolutionary movements. It's an iniquitous nature which follows the out movements because our teams ally themselves with those who vote for them, either arguments like they alienate those who are forced to debate them, here's a model for exclusion and moves on applies to by failing to create allies based on competition rather than those who generally support your product and see vagueness that is unable to create a transition away from the current ordering that history that next to incoherent, malformation, framework, not anything else. Research index to G research agendas don't fill up or cause material changes to sterling, poker. 15, redirecting the religious practices and assault on liberal efficiency, not shaking the foundation, they watch the marketplace, so that those people in the debates within campaigns, conservative, active liberal radicals, also views as becoming liberally focused, ensuring marginalization, and no subject to formation. On one argument is zeros or offense, one international link. If they're right about the world is nearly fucked up, and they people internalized in a different model of debate, seriously will not change that. Colossians straight turn B, or two, the debate is actually, skip that for now. Its next structural systems that determine consciousness and not the other way around their model of classes because it focuses on effects instead of overturning the causes. So Paris 21, influence of social structures more than just power, than not the consciousness that determines the existence, but social existence that determines their consciousness, defines their academia and their practices, the individual can define the position individually against society, the rules of any kind of institution to preserve it, the political, economic, cultural frameworks to define the knowledge, demands of the academic activity, the necessary to claim the individual structural factor and the development of social sciences and the institution of communications, the analysis of cultural changes as well as political backgrounds, and the top level one, the A1 starts with the history of IR begins with colonial corners that evacuates the history of colonialism like the Indian Wars or imperialism in the Philippines during 1898 in IR before this, which is the historical ratio that turns our coming offense. This means that IR becomes a practice of studying relation between countries instead of the history of unfolding development of imperialism and capitalism. 2. The USAF was an explicitly socialist proposal by Coleman and Promo, which was merely free Africa from the constraints of capital and colonialism. They have taken that construction and evacuated of any radicalism by turning it into thinking about Africa differently, which is the epitome of the link and disproves all false case. That's now the method is that when we're turning any attempt to use the ballot to make it more accessible, one of these zero roughly negative our only ground is that the thing should be more accessible or just say nothing at all, which is Hudson choice. That first list and response over offensive choose palliative, so studying them the next round. Nothing make debates any better than viewing analysis under current position moves terminally unsustainable, causes psychological consequences, losses are inevitable. Now we'll go back to read a second off the interpretation. The was aggressively advocate for an embodied form beyond hypotheticalization in the 1AC violation. They have not explained the relationship to the individual as an individual solvency or impacts outside of this round or access and exceed harness their model crowds of more participation and immobilized politics. 20. The resolutional statements require the government action. The vast majority of views take such position. The framework has operated strategic tool of capture and exclusion, revise the content determined against the norms of traditional debate. Affirmative must eventually have they engage in efforts to reduce climate change, disconnect from politics and dangerous and encouraging a city tourism role playing the policy advocates that for the trouble without ever acting to lead to harm of the debater. You cannot take back from their rhetoric. No RBI log of variable makes no sense. Always because all arguments logical debating or yes, otherwise I used to one on theory comparing in terms of reducibility. Avoid intervention B framers is about the very structure of the reason they should be forced to defend theirs and education nowadays is the only portable impact that teaches debaters or skills they can use to apply to debates in the real world. I'll send this card after, actually, I'm just going to go back and read this analytics I skipped. No subject reduction, 3 arguments are divorced from beliefs, actually, no, it's fine. Let's end the one. Yeah.
Okay. Ready?
Yeah.
What did you read?
Sorry, yeah, my bad. Didn't read the 2, 3, or 4 cards on the presumption page.
Right.
I think that's it.
Okay. This accepted analytic about the USAF being socialist. Can you just explain it?
Yeah. So the U.S. of Africa, when it existed, like in the real world, was a sort of conception that was created by a socialist in order to materially resolve the harms that sort of face a lot of African people, like materially, physically, and abstracting it away from what it actually is bad and demonstrates the link that we criticize. It proves
Wait,
that
I'm so confused.
on
How is the AF a form of abstractly dealing with the United States of Africa?
process. I ask you, what is United States of Africa? You think it's a way to think about Africa. It's a way to think about
Well, the
debate.
United States of
That's not
Africa,
what it is.
you also asked, you said the United States of Africa doesn't exist. So how are we supposed to affirm a plan about the United States of Africa and do material action?
Because it's an idea and material action that has existed in the past. You could sort of defend the
So
tactics.
you want us
of
to
the
defend a
original-
non-inherent AF
What?
that has existed in the past. I'm so
It doesn't exist now. Like what?
Okay.
I don't know. Like you could defend an endorsement of those tactics. Just because radicalism has happened in the past doesn't mean you can't pursue that.
The T interpretation. Why do we violate?
Because you have not defended a specific thing that you have the agency to do to actually resolve the harms that you talk about. We're saying that you can't your offense can't just be about thinking about impacts differently. It has to be about the sort of way you can actually resolve those based on things you can do outside of the state.
So if we win that, we resolve any level of epistemological violence we meet?
Our argument is that you should resolve more than just epistemological violence. You should resolve the physical harms, the constraints that exist within Africa, colonialism, a form that has
How
the
are we supposed to do
address
that? Can you
those.
give an example?
Right. So yeah, perfect example. So I think a couple years ago, there was a policy topic about sort of incarceration. UC Berkeley team read an app that was about sort of incarceration in the context of weed, and they sort of used that affirmative to endorse a campaign which they endorsed outside of the debate as well about sort of decarceration.
I
in the
know I
context of the
haven't
topic.
done campaigns inside a debate. Where's
I'm
the
saying
advocacy
that
for
is not a part of your affirmative.
When they read
advocacy.
the app,
You have to advocate for that.
Okay, that's fine. Cap K, how's the Afro politics?
Right, so I think this is contextualized in a couple different places in the one I see. The first question you asked about, like the sort of abstraction of what the US of Africa implicates this. The second sort of in a way that this is implicated is by the idea of the affirmative as like a sort of epistemic intervention. The idea that you're planning to, quote, decolonize the mind is something that you set in cross-text. We have criticized the sort of idea that you can set that as the barrier for what it means to sort of earn the ballot. The idea that debate should just be about thinking about the world differently is bad.
Okay. How does negative perform anything different than thinking about the world differently?
Right, so we have sort of forefronted the material structures that actually impose the way that we sort of think about the world.
We talk about material structures too.
And you don't have a plan to address those. You think about thinking about the world differently, but you don't tell us how the advocacy is actually constructing them.
Does the alt include thinking about the world differently? Or is it just engage in material struggle?
I don't like, the alternative is an endorsement of Maoist, like black Maoism,
Good answer.
that endorses
Alright.
physical
Alright,
things,
alright,
that changes the way that people are oriented towards capitalism. That's good.
It was 23, but I'll just send the talk.
Okay.
Oh, I have like no idea what's going on. I'm so tired.
Yeah,
I think there's just one card.
Okay. What's the order? Is it just
It's
case?
just case, cap, K, T.
Okay.
Okay. What the hell? Document 3.
I got it, the one here.
Wait, you did? I haven't seen it.
Wait, are you sure? Oh, sorry, no. This is a one here from Michael May. Because we have
Okay, I just said
we have the LHPS and no, so I get all the docs from all the
send the talk.
paragraph.
It's just case, cap, K, T.
Okay. Is the case just hot down?
Yeah.
I'm good. Give me a second. Okay, yeah, I'm good.
Okay. Good. Okay.
Fulcher, everything through our drop Canadian explained debates about Africa, Fulcher through Western Gate, which from agency, which alienates debaters, but their own future that's one misogyny to impact one epistemicide colonialism, maintains archaeological hegemony by including excluding devious Fulcher, the separate Western expertise, which are frame how you Fulcher the alternative to colonialism, the denial, autonomy allows the West to weaponize rates of progress, but maintain control of the future, which ensures that policies always serve themselves, not Africa, which means that a balanced party does not solve anything. Presumption arguments made after reduced Fulcher presses, the archive of African history, the West's vision, of an economist Africa resisted by watching colonial history by creating alternative grammars with a non-West as agency to determine its own future, which is the baseline for material movements. Their arguments, top level defense is not applicable. They drop that the process of imagination shapes sensitivity, but even if it doesn't, it's still good to imagine Africa and imagining its own culture regardless of policy. That's on the limelight. Their acknowledgement stuff, their generic cards are wrong. It encourages Methodist debate, which is proven by the fact that you have one-off K inside this debate, their competition arguments are wrong. You can retool competitive Methodist debate is not just a space of competition to drop all of our arguments of interpretation into what you see. It's more than that. It's a space where we can reimagine what the world should look like. Their radio arguments. We've said that we can reclaim knowledge production, which was done above independently. This is an independent issue. Material threshold for falsity is not testable when our internally by discourse, but the evidence is still up. But the all doesn't want to see because it doesn't meet the negative zero-second burden for change. It's something tangible and linear. We have expanded what the means. They're simply endorsing the political truth of privacy, but that's not linked to the K, which I'll do a little later. There's certainly evidence. This is irrelevant. Even debates shape other people's strategy, it shapes ours. It's also wrong. Debates over the season. Shame on everything about politics, which is done above. They say that debating a different model is bad. That was done above. It's good for us. And it's a strategy for us. Structural issues with debate. Overdetermining the axis is wrong. We agree that neoliberalism overgoes a view debate, but our intervention in the tactics of neoliberalism in the face of that is good because our point, the method is proper. They've read this against the broad act. We never re-narrated IR because our interpretation of the United States of Africa is good, and independently the United States is of USAF, so we have to have something material. sustain the essence of Africa, single for government able to shape its own destiny against the establishment of military bases, cut card and military bases. Their armies top down, the 1 point is wrong, we read a counter method and reading debate, the cap gate proves the 2 point is wrong, it's not a paladin, it's good model debate, we defer to interpretation of the plan which is sufficient for policy. The cap gate 1, case outweighs on ballot persuading but negative does solve extinction or any other capacity UDF, does solve at the side in debate 2, permutation duo, double line, either overcomes the links or the alternate overcomes the stats, the absence of part question, anything else guarantees the Eurocenter party structure that lost influence, no change word for KF, they have to win a competitive strategy, anything else, footnotes, literature, because they can identify Chinese, it's just a disagreement and losses, permutations, losses, theorize all of revolutionary strategy, which is good. 3, purity policy, A, the politicization of living experiences as proven by their indictment of faux politics and portraying the act as that causes cultural erasure as a prerequisite to party organizing that internally replicates colonialism, which internally turns also again outweighs because their performance is a prior question as per the overview. 4, the links. 1, no link. Perm USAF is doing nothing. The material action is not needed whenever you want to see you patterns about discourse. 2, link turn reclaiming the agency is key to organizing, facilitating exhaustion from F7 wells, turns the old prior solvency, and ensures structures, privilege your respective system, which proves that the permutation is key. Now, D8 to the alt, A historical material, so D8 alt is complicit in exclusionary white martial system, believes that the party is self-correcting or false in his linear confession of history that the reversing colonial loss by viewing historical mass as contingent rather than structural and compounding outweighs gaslighting causes psychomass, which are organizing independently. They drop the conditionality into issue, which means that they must go for the alternative, and conditionality facet drop from the app. Now, topicality, we meet the case outweighs its reason why changing epistemologies is necessary as a baseline for material action, especially when it's conceded. There are hard say that decolonizing the mind is the first step, not the only step, which demonstrate that it's a platform for material struggle, and we meet the absolute body and engage in discourse that connects our central position of Western subjects to the topic. Time to trip, we have to defend a shift in epistemology, a strong ground for non-Western subjects. All of our office on the case proves why current status quo discussions of Africa are mediated by Western knowledge system. It is possible to defend a material plan because we have to defend an epistemological shift away from that. You have zero office. Their card is about how resolutional debate is bad. This is an act card. We resist towards suffering by engaging with Africa, not interested in the slack deficit, and instead engaging in an embodied plan versus all the work we did above. Yes, RBI. Anything else instead of procedurals as a time slot. And prevents genuine catches of accessibility. No logic. We're not voting for us because we're fair. We're voting for us because we sideline accessibility. No baiting. It incentivizes better theory. Then engage with the app instead of infinite power questions that don't engage with the question of the app at all.
Cool. 5 minutes. The IBI on the case page, what was the warrant? Actually, no, it's fine.
Okay.
Alright.
Kind of weird. Can I borrow your water?
Oh, yeah, if you need some.
Just a little bit. Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah.
Am I just like you can pause break actually?
Okay.
How the fuck do you?
Oh, sorry, is it tight?
No, like you don't. Oh my god, I'm so stupid. I was just like doing it through there, and I was like, what's going on? Alright, thanks.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah.
I'll just wait for you to share.
You can just go, Kev. I don't care.
Okay.
Thanks.
What was the dissent on T or on K? Like after the terms, the 5 historical dissent something.
A historical materialism DA, there are 2. One is that the alt is complicit in exclusionary white Marxism, the belief that the party's self-correcting is a linear conception of history, that racist colonial violence by viewing historical violence as contingent rather than structural and compounding, which kind of ways. Because gaslighting causes psychic violence as organizing. Second is the liberal inclusion DA. The myth of democratic centralism is based on Eurocentric understandings of the world that as black people stirs. The model of organizing prioritizes praxis over safety, which causes the party to be filled with parasitic white Marxists who never question their relationship to racism.
Okay. Okay, orders cafe, then I guess DK's.
We're on campus.
Wait, where's my water bottle?
Did I like steal it?
Where do you want it?
Over there.
Wait, that's not my water bottle. Oh, you said that you put your lid on my water bottle, that's fine.
Did I actually? Oh, my bad.
You're good, you're good.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no duck. There's an overview like
I guess the lid thing is smart though.
The what?
Changing the lids is smart.
stealing my water bottle.
Well, I thought they asked to borrow your water bottle, but I feel like changing the lids is smart because then it's not really.
Has it like sabotage? My bad. Wasn't intentional.
You're good.
I'm good. Are you good?
Okay.
Wait, I'm sorry. We're on case.
Like a I don't know, like the
yeah,
overview, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. Frame this debate through the communist necessity. The question valid will be whether the affirmative political strategy can operate as a scope and scale necessary to challenge capital in the face of an incoming environmental destruction. That's the first move on Paul Card. Anything else less than overthrowing the dictation of the bourgeoisie guarantees extreme intense violence turns all their impacts late stage capitalism causes crackdown against black radicals and immediately turns the affirmative because movements allow low resistance vote feel good, but the mandate challenge the authoritarian capital in their crush that turns the effort at least off to the also risk of the promote way fails that ways. Now the role of the ballot is to vote for the best strategy for liberation. The net benefit is strategy testing our interim models, important debates within organizations about which path to take. That process is a line struggle. Without it is impossible to build a revolutionary movement because we can never point our orientation or collective politics in a single direction. To move forward, evidence and political accountability should come first instead of resolving which people perform their politics better. Focus on the strategies forces us to defend our politics, which creates a moment of dialogue that materially advances the revolutionary struggle, which means negation is not mythologizing but revolutionary now. But on the line 1 or 1, they say God proximity, but all of our arguments about why planning is uniquely good. That's what I just did, and that means the access sort of all the arguments about we turn all the sort of arguments about starting to direction with the orient towards because it orients future behavior in a better way towards a line line struggle, which is sort of net better. The sort of 1 or 2 here are more reasons as to why the ballot's good. That's the competition argument they conceded. The competition looked different in this debate. The opportunity cost logic of policy permutation makes no sense without a plan to generate competition. Is the perm is not mutually exclusive with a theoretical disagreement. Prefer it one under any other model. The amount we disagree on, we agree with. The amount we agree on will always outweigh small tactical disagreements which means they never get debated. That sweeps the point is the differences under the we kill a revolutionary clash. To the only way to rally the perm under their model is impact turns and sweeping disagreements with the app without encouraging reactionary positions, which creates unethical debates. In 3, line struggle. This had the link demonstration line struggle, which should center the debates on the line right at the direction of on the question, which is key on revolutionary organizing as per 1 and T move what call. And the next argument perm developer requires an explicit net benefit. Winning a link means that the perm is with current politics is your app. You obviously don't get to win for that. Also conceded small debates are more realistic and good for line struggle. There's no impact to this perm argument. Now the sort of next argument about cultural erasure. They say we replicate colonial erasure. I'll extend the here. The alternative is in house. Part of it is black house party politics. Only the imperial practice of revolutionary struggle is able to meet the demands of the white of the people while simultaneously sowing the seeds of revolution. American empire will not be thought away as a point of political critique will not end mass violence against black people or violence in Africa. Only unified organization can protest and turn the masses while providing military and economic structure capable of building a state beyond the state, capable of defending itself and instituting dictatorship of the proletariat. The mass line ensures that we learn from struggle as well as theory. We can enable discussions of culture by forwarding black leadership in the party, which uniquely solves. There's sort of no reason as to why we can't have sort of conversations about this. Our only going to stick to the way that you forward that within the affirmative as well as politics. The next perms argument, the perms already answered, but I'll extend the link debate here. They conceded the folk politics thing we're going for. The aspect method of epistemic rupture is not truly radical, novel, or complex, but instead it's sort of folk politics that is structurally capable of combating the increasing scope and scale of modern capitalism while sapping the energy required to organize towards emancipatory horizons. Typically, the acts insisted on reframing the way we think about IR, but the impact is misplaced radicality. Folk politics pursue localized and reactionary forms of resistance, which fragments political movements by creating an artificial sense of satisfaction derived from intervening on the smaller sectors of violence because of larger structural capital. This is proven by the one-sees desire to think differently about Africa, where the ballot becomes an award for completing the minimum amount of political analysis required to feel radical as a substitution for institution-driven practices and demands. We are linking the fact that they set the barrier for the ballot at that level, not the possibility of they say their own sort of argument is that the affirmative is a prior question, but they have not made it sort of ever clear where we jump from the sort of level of the affirmative sort of thinking of the words differently to actually material action, which is another justification for the link that turns case. The scholarship gets caught in a level line between crackdown and co-option. Either the academy just won't accept it, universities, institutions, and the state will, or the academy does, in which case elite capture turns radical products into watered down radical progress, think, growth, host, etc. They all do things like radical IR research and generate scholarship, but also our worlds would end up getting contracted by the government and advance state-sanctioned politics. Now the historical this, that stuff. They say historical field this, that. Our party is not the party that our party is not the party the self-correcting is correct. One attest to the failures of past parties is not offense. One, Marxism is dialectical science which can learn and adapt into organization from mistakes. Left the red nation. Marxism is good because revolutionaries in the past context modify their practices to account for past failings. Two cherry picking every bad example of these, but they're good. They're 50 good counter examples. USA organization like the FRSO, Red Nation, the PKK in Rojava, the DFLP in Palestine, or the EFF in South Africa, all could be accountable organized parties which take seriously race and colonialism while winning important victories against capitalists. Our analytic explicitly considers race and proves the others more than those probably like those parties the ones they've cited. Now the sort of framing issue, actually the central part of the decision making argument is resolved by lack of leadership. It sort of ignores historical examples which they have done, which means you should not feel comfortable voting on sort of on an example of alt failure because they've given no examples of how that would work. That's T-page proper. They say no RBI. They say RBI, but one, the IME proves you don't have the time which sort of resolves that. But second, is the terminal impact of this debate is sort of producing more revolutionary clash. You should not make sure vote on the campaign instead because the RBI becomes a way to sort of shift the sort of discussion away from that. And explicit attempt to third, the sort of link to the affirmative would definitely outweigh because there's sort of no terminal impact to why the time set would even matter in the first place. So the only reason that's why you are voting is because of sort of producing better connotations. But going for anything that's weird obviously severs that. The case page. Top level 1, the act doesn't do anything. I need to go negative presumption. The actor is a historical organization that is currently not, that currently does not exist. But you've read a plan that does not do anything. We've indicted epistemic intervention. And epistemic that is not the biggest impact. That's the Superior's card. They conceded it proves knowledge structures are overturned by physical structures, which means that we are unable to sort of have a terminal impact to the notions like the affirmative absent, considering the ways in which empire sort of cohesively and purposely engages in sort of physical overbearing structures that prevent that. 2, the USAF, which is explicitly an affirmation of CAPK. The 2, USAF was explicitly a socialist proposal by Kwame Nkrumah to materially free Africa proves that the alternative can resolve case by focusing on the way in which that socialist organization actually occurred in the first place. 3rd, I understand they have said the world is bad, but they have not understood what an advocacy that's capable of resolving the world outside of this round means that the affirmative politics inevitably fails. They make it this little silly IVI. We can enable an impetus to spill up because we've gone for the CAPK. We can test the app multiple lenses, and there's no reason this is a voting issue. They don't make a warrant as to why it has to come first on the procedure level. They've conceded numerous examples in the capital critique. They've conceded arguments on case as to why past knowledge that past organizations that did the things they did, that decolonized the mine, all failed. The affirmative is not different from that. Don't separate it. If you have questions, read the evidence after the round. It's fun.
Cool. I think the criminal thing, like not noting down how much.
You have 435.
Okay, cool. Starting now.
I'm gonna get water.
it's just a case, okay.
I'm good.
The problem with the tutor is that the link doesn't establish a trade-off between the affirmative and the alternative. That's why combining or strategies are good. The only way to go negative is to think that K asked don't get firms, which is ridiculous and answered. Is the wonder if K is dropped, narrative made or matters to make about Africa, or filtered through Western great and agency which alienates sections of their own future. The affirmative reclaims that because our vision of autonomous Africa resists the whitewashing of colonial histories. They've drawn our answer to the perception argument, which is that defense is not applicable. They've drawn that the process of imagination shapes subjectivity over a season, but even if it doesn't, it's still good to imagine Africa and maintaining its own culture, regardless of salts, which is our zoning evidence based. Most of the perception arguments are relevant. They say the nod is over-interpreted by physical structures. This is relevant because they drop the wonder answer that the Africans react to that by reclaiming those structures which form the basis of structures like capitalism, federalism, neoliberalism, etc., which is our zoning evidence independently or permutation, which will be found on the game proves that it shields. They say that USAF is socialist or whatever. This year is way too light of this, even if it has forced that the USAF is bad. Our imagination is good, as proven by the wonder definition. We glad they have not implicated this in the case or have some side impact as how colonialism maintains ideological hegemony by including expulsion. What do they shouldn't do that work for them? They say it doesn't result materialism, the permutation shields them, which I'll do. Okay, proper. Now, okay, permutation with the permutation, the burden, and proving that our strategies are compatible. We have the DA to the ultra load that independently outweighs the purity policy DA extending here. The monology of lived experience as proven by the fact that they've said that we cannot interpret the resolution in our own way, or that the feminist folk politics, when we interpret the resolution in a deviant way, causes cultural erasure as a prerequisite to party organizing that internally propagates colonialism, which internally turns all policy and outweighs their performance is a prior question as per all of our on the case. Universal Marxist identity becomes a prerequisite for organizing, which controls the direction of alternative policy because people become too mentally exhausted to participate in the alternative in the first place. That pattern outweighs the almost unable to solve, but it also put the organizers and colonized people that they said they centers towards the affirmative terminally outweighs Now, they've also dropped the literature that reclaiming agency is key to organizing because citing instruction from SNFLs, which is a drop argument on the case, turns the all private policy and ensures that structured privilege Eurocentrism, which means that the permutation is key. Now, they say no perms in anticipate, don't change burden for chaos. They've dropped that as key for theorizing revolutionary strategy. Everyone who would just read a non-mutually exclusive strategy that doesn't dispute the at all, since any of them are high, and just place that gets into the nitty-gritty of political strategies. Their first argument is a small chance potential disagreement bad. This is irrelevant because the bar for competing models have to be mutually exclusive for revolutionary strategies to take place. Otherwise, they don't have a mutually exclusive strategy, which means they should just vote affirmative too. You don't just have the second part is that it forces them to generalize this is wrong. You don't just have to impenetrate, you can contest our model of organizing. Our point is that they have to win a trade-off between the affirmative and the alternative, which they have not done. They say that those RDAs, we have won the case overdetermines the way you engage and conceptualize the alternative in the first place, which takes it out. Now, they say that they reframe how we think about IR and that the policies desire to think differently, feels radical, etc. The permutation shields all this because we say that we can engage in mutual struggle to the alternative, but a prerequisite to that is changing the way we think within debate, which is why the permutation shields all their office. They say the alternative also is answered above. It doesn't because they have said that folk politics, the way we interpret the resolution is bad, and apply that as a legal argument, which the alternative explicitly rejects, saying that we care about culture is Eurocentric system because the British has boiled down to add black people to serve, but that's actually their voices. Framing shoot. They explain growth is an example of IR research that was good, which is literally an example of how the F is good. Go to F.
Alright, good debate. Good debate, sorry.
Good example.
I said that.
Yeah, good debate.
Cool.